Hello, my fabulous people. I'm Wheezy, and if this is your first time visiting my corner of the internet, a warm Isabella Banks YouTube channel welcome to you. On this channel, we discuss all things Harry, Meghan, and their level up journey. So, buckle up because the past week has been a whirlwind of scandals and heated debates. Now, first on our menu was Queen Margaret's abdication, a bombshell that got everyone buzzing. Then the rumor mill kicked into high gear, churning out speculations about the reasons for her abdication. And as if that was not enough, the Epstein court documents decided to make a grand entrance, slowly revealing their secrets in stages. Talk about an information overload, right? And it's only the first week of January. But fear not, I've got a plan to help us navigate through this maze of headlines with a dash of humor and a sprinkle of perspective. We are going to embark on a ranking journey, a light-hearted exploration to keep things breezy and to give our minds a chance to decompress. After all, a good laugh is not just a mood lifter, it's the perfect compass to steer through the storm of news or a difficult time. So, guys, grab your favorite snack, settle in, and let's embark on this journey together. Okay? Before we begin, let me introduce you to the ranking categories. First off, we've got the let's talk about it. This is where there is some truth to a story or it's a developing story. Next, we've got the reinforcement of the smear campaign. As we all know, the media has declared war on Harry and Meghan's reputations, and this category is their battleground. Brace yourselves for stories meant to uphold that narrative, okay? Next, you've got the page filler. When the media is scraping the bottom of the barrel, this category comes into play. These are the stories they conjure up just to fill the empty pages. Spoiler alert, there is not much there, but because it's got Meghan and Harry's name in front of the story, we all think that there's something there. And that's how they get traffic to their news articles or their websites or whatever the case may be. Funny. That's the next category we've got on here. Laughter is the best medicine. Sometimes they say if you don't laugh, you'll cry. But in this case, laughter is going to be the best medicine, and this category promises a dose of it. Whether it's a funny twist of fate or a karma driven event, get ready for a good laugh. And then the last one is trash. If a story falls into this category, that means it's pure nonsense. No rhyme, no reason, and definitely not contributing to any smear campaign. Think of it as the media's attempt at fiction without the finesse. Now that we've laid out the categories, get comfy and let the ranking games begin. I'm going to be sharing this ranking system to my Twitter account. So, if any of you don't agree with the assignments I have made to the various categories, you can have fun reassigning the various stories to the categories you think that they should have gone into by yourself. And then you can either share it on Twitter or share the screenshot with me by sending it to me in an email. My email address is on the YouTube account, or you can leave it in the comments below and I'll post it on my community page. Okay, so let's go. It's time to sift through the headlines. The first headline we're going to be discussing involves Sophie Winkleman, the sister of online personality Claudia Winkleman, who married the son of Princess Michael of Kent. Sophia is a former actress, and already you can see that they are nudging us to think about Meghan Markle, who was an actress before she married Prince Harry. The headline reads Sophie Winkleman makes candid confession about mother in law Princess Michael of Kent. So, this is where it gets interesting, right? Apparently, when Sophie walks down the aisle, she, like Meghan, had little or no family with her. But here's the kicker: Princess Michael took the reins and ran the whole wedding show. I'm talking from A to Z, even picking out Sophie's wedding dress. It seems like the royals feel entitled to take over the lives of whoever is coming into their family. Could this be the reason Kate felt comfortable kicking up such a fuss about some of Meghan's wedding plan arrangements? Anyway, as we sift through this tale of matrimonial mayhem, it hits me. The royal family probably saw Sophie as a perfect addition. She presented herself as completely biddable, with no opinions whatsoever, clearly just feeling privileged to have married into the royal family. Obviously, this is a blueprint for marrying into the royal family. I think this story would go into the reinforcement of Meghan's hate story category. Otherwise, as a story, it has no real value. Diving into the story of our next headline, which reads David Beckham's explosive New Year honor emails as star is snubbed again. This one made me laugh so hard. Remember when Beckham let it be known that he had distanced himself from Harry and Meghan? After all that, it looks like he was left off the honors list once again. It seems like he missed the memo about Charles being petty. What did he think was going to happen after his Netflix documentary? I have not watched it myself, but I hear he exposed the media. Hello? Who employs the royal family? Look, Bex, I don't know why you were surprised. There is never going to be any honors list for you. Sending rant filled emails won't cut it. Maybe, just maybe, you should try patching things up with Harry and Meghan, and who knows, their forgiveness might get you further than your emails did. This one's a solid entry for the funny category for me. Before we discuss the next story, please can I ask you to subscribe to my channel if you're visiting my channel for the very first time? If you have visited my channel before and you haven't yet subscribed, kindly do so. For all those who have been riding with me and are subscribed to my channel, thank you very much. When you subscribe, you help the channel grow and you give me a bit of reward for the effort of putting these videos together. Please don't forget to like the video and hit the notification bell so you know when next I upload my next video. The next story is this one from OK Magazine. Not all that subtle. Meghan Markle's ex BFF Jessica Mulroney's recent social media messages are directed at the suit star. But hold on, this whole story is about Jessica's Instagram posts. Yeah, really? We've reached the point where news hinges on vague social media musings. Jessica drops a quote about those quick to believe lies, and they're calling it a Megan directed shade fest. Apparently, what Jessica said in an Instagram video was that anyone who believes any lies about you before even hearing your side of the story was already looking for a way to be against you. They say this was directed at Meghan. They are also speculating that Meghan is afraid that Jessica will spill her secrets. I did some detective work on Jessica's page. There is no sign of that specific post. And she clearly just enjoys dropping some random life quotes on her timeline. I am quite certain that this quote has nothing to do with Meghan at all. On the other hand, I have noticed that Megan and Jessica have been distant from each other for quite a while. And while I was researching my video on Megan's career, I stumbled on her profile on IMDb Pro, which stated that Jessica Mulroney was Megan's ex BFF. I wondered why it was necessary to put that information on there though. Jessica Mulroney also has a profile on IMDb's website, and Megan is listed as her ex friend. Actually, the way they put it is no longer friends with Megan. The question lingers, are they truly on the out, or is it just Hollywood theatrics to deflect the media circus? Personally, I think they fell out. But if that happens, that sometimes happens, right, among friends. It's not the end of the world. They could also have made up in private without letting anyone know. So, anyway, what was the purpose of this story? It only serves the media's perpetration of the narrative that Harry and Meghan are being isolated by the Hollywood crowd and that no one is speaking to them and they are not speaking to anyone. Whatever the case may be, I do hope that if the relationship was a good relationship for Meghan and Jessica, that the relationship heals from whatever caused it to go wrong. So it's a story that has some truth to it, maybe, and is most probably developing. For that reason, I think it'd be a good idea to just put it in the let's talk about it category. Moving on to the next story, and you may need to hold on to your chest for this one. Kate Middleton shock. Prince William's wife called world's most successful social climber. Brace yourselves, folks. It's a report on social media posts once again. This one claims that Kate has been crowned the ultimate social climber by Kate's critics. Social media eavesdropping seems to be the order of the day. Now, why is this even news? The only reason why I'm discussing this article because I'm perplexed that the International Business Times decided that it was worth reporting. For me, this one lands firmly in the trash it now with a knockout punch category. Here's a headline that caught my eye. Royal news, do not mess with King Charles in 2024, says Nigel Nelson. When I tried to dive deeper into this royal proclamation, a paywall stood guard. Is GB News struggling to keep the ship afloat despite Kinsey Schofield's spirited attempts? It looks like the hate is no longer profitable. For me, this one should be in the trash category. Now, let's dissect this headline from The Sun. No doubt Meghan Markle fed Omid Scobie royal racist names, claims biographer. But something doesn't quite add up. Strap in for some speculation by Tom Bauer, claiming Meghan fed stories about royal racist to Omid Scobie. Bauer doesn't think that Kate was the only royal racist. He points the finger at Camilla. Doesn't that mean that they acknowledge the racist comments about Prince Archie's skin tone? I think that it means that they do. But what they want to emphasize is that it had nothing to do with Kate, who is the incoming queen. Remember that the Sun's editor is Piers Morgan's ally. And who is Piers Morgan? That's right. So, what's the intent of that story? The idea, of course, is to plant the idea that Meghan orchestrated Scobie's book. This one falls straight into the reinforcement of the smear campaign category. The next headline up for our consideration is this one by The Mirror, which says Meghan Markle dealt major blow about upcoming memoir. Hold on to your hats for this one. This time we're reporting on Neil Sean's YouTube channel. Yeah, yep. You heard that right. A YouTube channel. Neil Sean, a known Harry and Meghan critic, claims the publisher of Meghan's upcoming memoir wants 3 chapters before releasing their advance, causing a stir in the Harry and Meghan household. Like they're scrambling for money. Anyway, there has been no confirmation about this from Harry or Meghan. Accordingly, we can safely assume that this story is not true. They already told us how they're going to operate once they step back from working as senior members of the royal family. Their statement clearly indicated that they will not be working with the major media houses, also known as the Royal Rota. Guess who is a part of the Royal Rota? Yep, you got it right. The Mirror. And guess what? Submitting 3 chapters before getting a book advance is standard practice. But do I smell a rat? What is the actual intent here? The clear intent here is to continue the smear campaign, painting Harry and Meghan as unwanted in the literary world, which is trash considering that they are both New York Times bestseller authors. But okay, let's trash the story, shall we? But wait a minute, they were able to sneak in a little tidbit about Meghan being upset about the disparity in treatment between her and Sarah Ferguson. Same reaction. If we haven't heard it from Meghan, it's not true. The actors behind the smear campaign seem keen to counter criticism of the royal family's treatment of Harry and Meghan. So they have put out this story to get ahead of the criticism they are no doubt receiving. Because let's be real, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. So there must be some people who are criticizing the royal family, and this is their way of responding to the criticism that they are receiving. Anyway, this falls neatly into the reinforcement of the smear campaign category. The next story is really just salacious gossip from Sky News Australia, one of Murdoch's internet monsters. The headline screams Prince Frederick's alleged mistress is in hiding after Queen's abdication. The alleged mistress has apparently sought refuge in her ex husband's palace in Spain after Queen Margaret's abdication bombshell. A curious piece following the royal shakeup. I would call this a definite watch this space kind of article. Given its developing nature, we're likely to hear more in the coming days or months. So let's put it in the let's talk about it category for now. Hold on to your hats, guys, for this next gem. Meghan Markle wants to be queen. Kate Middleton has everything she wants. Who's the mastermind behind this nonsense? None other than the maestro of malicious bile, Tom Bower. According to him, Meghan wasn't content being the wife of the fifth in line to the throne. She wanted to be in charge. We all know this is rubbish, but the question lingers, right? Why persist with such absurd articles? Ah, yes. Meghan's love has shown Prince Harry a better life, and perhaps the purpose of this article is just to reinforce the smear campaign. Bauer made a snarky remark in the article which caught my attention. He said, Queen Meghan, I think not. Well, Tom Bauer, caution is advised. Have you forgotten the prophecy? You might find yourself biting your tongue. What does Kate have that Meghan could possibly want? I think we need to talk about it. Yeah, really, let's talk about it. What does Kate have that Meghan could possibly want? I am quite certain that her name would never be on any of the properties that they live in. She is most likely not a co owner of any of the cars they use. I wonder whether she even owns a bank account at this point. The only thing she has is a husband who has been known to cheat on her time and time again, a husband who is constantly rude to her in public, and children she has no control over. To me, this should go straight into the trash category. There you go. Next up, Express newspaper dishes out a beauty. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's 2024 redemption plan in ruins after Christmas snub. All this because Harry and Meghan declined an opportunity for further disrespect and bullying, reminiscent of their treatment during the Queen's funeral. And for this, they continued to abuse them because they didn't come to collect their abuse in person. This headline is simply a reinforcement of the smear campaign aiming to paint their attempts at self respect as a failure. And now, for the grand finale, Prince William has short fuse and can be a bit of a shouter. News flash, this is not news. We have seen it in photos and reports before now. The real question arises with the various news reports floating around, which show that Prince William is trying to pressure Charles into abdicating. Is is this King Charles's office fighting back by leaking stories about William? We may witness more from the Windsor men who appear locked in a vicious power struggle. The story is destined from the let's talk about it category. So let's put that in there. So, just to summarize all of this, let's look at the stories in the let's talk about it category, okay? The first one was not all that subtle. Meghan Markle's ex BFF Jessica Mulroney's recent social media messages are directed at the suit star. Next one was Prince Frederick's alleged mistress is in hiding after Queen's abdication. It's a developing story for sure, and I'm sure we're going to be hearing more about this situation. And Prince William has notably short fuse and can be a bit of a shouter. Did King Charles order this to be written? Looking at these stories gives me an indication of the media's agenda. They know they have succeeded in manipulating the average British person against Harry and Meghan, and they're fighting to keep it that way. Let's see what happens after the court case. On the other hand, they're keeping an eye on a rival royal household. I'm willing to bet that the media had something to do with the Queen's sudden abdication, just like the sudden announcement of Nicola Sturgeon and Jacinta Ardern. And the last one, the two highest ranking royals are briefing against each other. Who will win? No one can tell, not unless King Charles is the redacted name in the Epstein court documents. And Prince Harry's court case somehow exposes King Charles's direct involvement to the criminal underbelly of the UK. That will be explosive. There's no way he's going to be able to survive that one. I know some people will say that he cannot be charged, he cannot be taken to court, he has no liability because he is the king. But in that situation, he will not be able to operate in the position of king either. So he will be forced to step down, which is tantamount to abdicating, don't you think? So, um, I think if you want to know more about what I'm talking about when it comes to the backstory of Prince Harry's court cases, please find the links in the comment section. I will be returning with the next installment next Thursday. Okay, guys, that's all I have. The media are clearly keeping the pressure on because they believe that they can win the court case or they're trying to try the case in the court of public opinion. If you've been watching my videos, you will realize that a lot of mess is going to be coming out, which will shake the royal family to the core of its existence. There is a playlist on my channel which breaks everything down. If you haven't been watching it, your ears are going to tingle with what you hear. Trust me, you haven't even heard anything yet if you think you've heard something. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Did you enjoy this format? If you did, I will make it a weekly program. I'm waiting to hear from you in the comment section. Until next time, bye now. Bye.